From the gripping saga of Star Wars to the ancient wisdom of Stoic philosophy, the story of the fall of Anakin Skywalker is a stark reminder of the dangers of emotional attachment. Imagine loving someone so much that you would risk everything, even your soul, so as not to lose them. This was the story of Anakin Skywalker, who turned to the dark side in a desperate attempt to save his beloved Padme. But what happens when our deepest fears come true? When what we cling to slips out of our hands, although Anakin's extreme fear of losing thee is a fear that many people share. And often we do everything we can to keep the people or the things we love present in our lives. This isn't just a story from a galaxy far, far away. It is a profound human dilemma that resonates with the teachings of Stoicism. Today, we delve into the depths of human connection and loss, delving into the teachings of Stoicism and examining how its principles can be applied as practical steps apart from people and situations. Therefore, I encourage you to stay with us until the end and to note each step as a guide of practical wisdom to help you navigate the often turbulent waters of human relationships and emotions. Step number 1. Set boundaries with your feelings. Mastering our emotional landscape is like being the captain of a ship sailing through a storm. The waves are our feelings, powerful and sometimes overwhelming. Stoicism teaches us not to avoid these waves, but to navigate them with skill and wisdom. It's about knowing when to let the waves carry us and when to steer our ship firmly. Our feelings are natural, but without setting limits, they can lead us away from the chosen path. The trick is to experience these waves without them capsizing our boat. Epictetus reminds us, with his deep understanding of the human soul, that we are not concerned with things, but with the vision we have of them. This perspective is key to establishing emotional boundaries. It's as if we have a guardian in our heads, someone who recognizes every visitor. These are our feelings, but don't let each one of them take over the house that is our inner peace. For example, when anger knocks on the door, we recognize it. We understand its cause, but we do not allow it to sit at our table and dictate our actions. It's about having a conversation with our feelings, understanding their place, and gently guiding them to where they don't overshadow our minds. In practice, setting boundaries might mean giving yourself a time limit to feel a certain way. Tell me that for the next hour, I'm going to allow myself to get worked up about it, and then focus on solutions. It's not about denying feelings, it's about controlling their influence. It's a balancing act, like a tightrope walker, recognizing the height but concentrating on the rope. By doing this, we honor our feelings without becoming slaves to them. We feel like we understand, and then we gently guide ourselves back to a place of balance and rationality. This process is not about oppression, it's about moderation, like adding just the right amount of sugar to your tea, enough to make it taste good, but not so much that it's overpowering. Step number 2, consciously focus on your basic needs. Direct your attention to the center of your being. Herein lies the essence of Stoicism, focusing on what is truly important to your growth and inner well-being. It's about removing the non-essentials, the noise, the fluff, and focusing on what nourishes your soul. It's not about material needs. It's much deeper. It's about emotional nourishment, moral integrity, and personal growth. Think of your life as a garden. What do you need to be successful? Sunlight, water care. These are the essential elements. Similarly, identify what is essential to your emotional and spiritual growth and focus on nurturing those aspects. Epic Wobblers was born into difficulties, understood the importance of focusing on what matters. His teachings highlight the power of discernment in separating the wheat from the chaff in our lives. Wealth does not consist in having great possessions, but in having few needs. Apply this wisdom to your emotional landscape. It's about knowing what you need to feel fulfilled, stable, and at peace. It is well known that sometimes less is more. In a world of endless possibilities and distractions, is about finding contentment in simplicity and depth. In practice, This means taking the time to think about what will bring you true happiness and peace. Is it a quiet moment alone? Meaningful conversations with friends? Devoting yourself to a hobby? Identify these basic needs and make them a priority. It's like packing your bags for a trip. Bring only what is essential. What adds value to your journey? This deliberate focus helps in detaching from the unnecessary from people and situations that don't align with your fundamental needs. By centering your life around these needs, you create a foundation of stability and contentment. This isn't a one-time task, but an ongoing process, a constant return to what truly matters as you journey through life. Continue to review your fundamental needs, adjust and realign as you grow and evolve. This focus is your compass, guiding you clearly and purposefully through the complexities of life. It's about living consciously, not just existing. And in this conscious life you find the essence of Stoicism, a life lived with intention, wisdom, and inner peace. Step number 3, give yourself a break from social media. Imagine your mind as a calm lake. Now imagine social media as raindrops, constantly disturbing its calm surface. These droplets are the endless updates, notifications, and comparisons that infiltrate our peace. Stoicism was a philosophy that flourished long before the digital age and still offered timeless wisdom to deal with such disruptions. Seneca, reflecting on the brevity of life, would likely view social media as one of the many unnecessary distractions of modern life. He once wisely remarked, "Life is long if you know how to use it." So this step of detachment is about reclaiming our time and our attention, about choosing where to focus our precious energy. In the world of social media, our attention is the commodity that everyone wants. By taking a step back, we not only avoid a digital flood, we give our minds the space to breathe, think, and be. It's like closing the curtains on a busy street outside the window. The noise, the hustle and bustle, the constant movement, everything is still there. But for a moment, it's none of your business. You are in your quiet room with room for reflection, understanding, and growth. This break with social networks is not an act of escape, but an exercise in self-care. It's about recognizing what enriches us and what exhausts us. While you take this break, observe the change in your mental landscape. Do you feel calmer, more present, and more aware of your own thoughts and feelings? This awareness is at the heart of Stoicism. Understand what we can control and let go of what we cannot. It's about realizing that while we can't stop the rain, we can choose to hide under shelter and enjoy the sound of the drops without getting drenched. Taking a break from social media can feel like getting off a fast-moving train in today's world. It's quiet still, but in this stillness lies clarity as you embark on this social media hiatus. Remember Seneca's words and use this time wisely. Read a book, take a walk, write in a journal. Engage in activities that nourish your soul, not just pass the time. This break is your time to reconnect with yourself. It's your moment to remember who you are. In the quiet, away from the crowd. Step number 4, move away from this person for a while. Sometimes the wisest action is to create distance, not to create a void, but to gain clarity. Imagine that. You are at a lively party, the music is loud, people speak, and in the middle, you're trying to understand a friend's whisper. Not difficult? This is what it feels like when we are too close to a person or situation. Our feelings, like the noise of the party, drown out the clarity. Taking a step back is like leaving the party and entering a quieter room where you can hear and think clearly. Seneca once said with his deep intuition, "Whenever you are on a journey, return to yourself." It's not just about the physical space. It's also about mental and emotional space. When feelings cloud our vision, taking a step back helps us observe them. How you can see the clouds moving across the sky. Understanding of your separation from us. This detachment is not coldness. It is a way to objectively observe the situation and our reactions to it. It's about seeing the chessboard, not just the chess piece in your hand. To aptly this today, you don't need a villa in the country like the ancient Stoics. It can be as simple as turning off your phone for an hour, going for a walk, or just sitting quietly in a room. The goal is to find a space where your thoughts are not drowned out by the constant hum of life. In these moments of calm, we find the strength to make decisions that are not based on immediate emotions, but on reasoned thinking and inner wisdom. This step back is your strength. Move your space to breathe and look beyond the fog of the immediate. Step number 5. Consider how useful it is to distance yourself from someone. Deciding to distance yourself from someone is not a hasty decision. It is a reflective process, an echo of rationality and virtue. Stoicism, values. Imagine your life like a boat trip. The people in your life are like the winds and currents. Some will help you navigate smoothly, while others can get you into rough waters. Here you as captain have to decide which winds you want to exploit and which storms you want to avoid. This decision is not about circumvention. It's about steering your life in a direction that is consistent with your values and your well-being. Epictetus, a Stoic who transformed his life from slavery to wisdom, often emphasized the importance of choosing associations consistent with our inner freedom. His life teaches us a valuable lesson. Not everyone who comes into our lives brings light. Some cast shadows that can dim our own shine. Think about your relationships as if they were mirrors. What do they reflect back to you? Joy, growth, and understanding. Or doubt, discomfort, and dismay. Choosing to distance is not an act of abandonment. It is a conscious decision towards self-preservation and moral integrity. Stoicism is not about cold logic. This is warm wisdom. He asks us to think about it. Does this person add to my life like a harmonious melody, or disrupt it like a dissonant note? As you think about this, remember the words of Epictetus. What bothers us is not what happens to us, but our thoughts about what is happening. It's not just about the person, but also your perception of their impact on your life. Is it a chapter in your story that promotes your growth, or a footnote that distracts you from your journey? Ultimately, the decision to distance yourself is about creating a life story that you can tell with pride. It's about staying true to yourself, your values, and your journey. Stoicism teaches us to embrace the relationships that enrich our narrative and gently let go of those that don't. It's about creating a life in which every person and every experience is a conscious and thoughtful addition to the tapestry of your existence. Step number 6. Chat with someone you can trust. When the world feels like a puzzle and you're having trouble putting the pieces together, it's time to get in touch. Stoicism, while champions inner strength, also values the power of connection. Talking to someone we trust is like finding an anchor in rough seas. It's not about dumping our problems, but rather about gaining clarity and perspective. Think of it like having a navigation companion on the journey of life, someone to help you plan the terrain when your own compass is a little off. Seneca, with his deep understanding of human nature, recognized the power of shared wisdom. He compared a friend to a mirror that reflects not only our image, but also our most intimate truths. This reflection is not just about seeing ourselves clearly, it's about understanding our path. When you open up to someone, you don't just say words, you invite them into your inner world and give them insight into your thoughts and feelings. This exchange creates a space of understanding and mutual support in which ideas, not just sympathies, are exchanged. Choose your confidant carefully, someone who embodies the values you strive for. This person will become your sounding board and help you navigate your thoughts and feelings. You don't have to solve your problems. Sometimes just listening to is enough. His presence reminds that you are not alone on this journey. When you share your thoughts with, you can find wisdom in their answers, little nuggets of truth to help you see things differently. Stoicism teaches us that life's challenges are best met with a calm mind and a supportive community. Your chosen confidant is part of this community, a testament to the idea that strength often comes from togetherness. Remember, detaching from a person or situation doesn't mean detaching from all human connections. In fact, it's these very connections that provide the strength and perspective needed to navigate life's complex tapestry. Your conversations with this trusted individual are more than just chats. They are bridges to understanding, pathways to clarity, and anchors in the ever-changing seas of life. Step number 7. Carefully consider the possible consequences of distancing. In this final step on the path of distancing, when you are at the crossroads of separation, take a moment to look at each path. Stoicism is not about impulsive decisions. This is careful consideration. Imagine each path as a possible future. Each round has a different result. What does the path of distancing have in store for us? Will it bring peace, growth, and a stronger sense of self? Or does it leave a trail of regret and missed opportunities? This forecast is not about predicting the future with certainty, it's about preparing with wisdom. Marcus Aurelius, a man who balanced the weight of an empire, once reflected, looking back at the past with its changing empires that rose and fell in and can foresee the future. Reflect his words, the Stoic practice of reflecting on past experiences to make future decisions. Think about the times you've grown apart before. What were the results? Has space brought clarity and peace? Or did it lead to isolation and regret? Use these reflections as a guide, a way to learn from the past and navigate the future. Finally, consider the impact of your decision on others. Stoicism teaches us to balance our needs with the common good. By detaching yourself, are you encouraging your growth and contributing positively to the lives of others, or potentially causing harm or causing misunderstanding? This step is not just about self-interest. It's about balancing your well-being with the world around you. It's like watching his steps in a garden and making sure they promote growth instead of trampling the flowers. Detachment in the Stoic sense is an act of wisdom, a carefully considered decision that takes into account not just the self, but the interconnected web of relationships in which we all exist. By embarking on the path of detachment from the entanglements of people and situations. In the teachings of Stoicism, we find a reservoir of profound knowledge and practical advice. This philosophy invites us to step back for a moment, to consider the reason for our distancing, to have a transparent dialogue, boundaries to set emotional reactions, to think about the effects of our actions, take a break from the bombings of external influences like social media, and focus on our basic needs. Such actions are consistent with the Stoic virtues. Stoicism, with its enduring insight, enlightens us. This detachment has nothing to do with emotional numbness. Rather, it is the achievement of a serene and resilient inner state. As we wander through the complexities of human connections and the evidence of existence, the principles of Stoicism shine like a beacon of inspiration, leading us to a life enriched with virtue, wisdom, and emotional strength. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Which step do you like, or which one would you like to try? If you found value in this video, we encourage you to express your gratitude by liking the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Share with your loved ones and ring the notification bell to be among the first to enjoy our freshly minted videos of Stoic wisdom.